This is something very curious to me as black people. When you look at black people and you say, what does it mean to be black? What is black in the confines of the United States? Because, and I'm sorry if I'm jumping around, this is a pretty broad topic. I should have probably broke it up in a couple of weeks. But we're going to try to get through it and get to Q&A. But anyway, what are black people? Some black people don't really see blackness beyond anything besides a shared history, shared condition, and a shared phenotype, which is very tragic. And that's where the concept of pro-blackness comes from. That very famous quote where Issa Rae said, I'm rooting for everybody black, and I get attacked often for not having adequate black solidarity or black unity. I get attacked for not adequately celebrating black accomplishments because I don't root for everybody black. Because to me, blackness is definitely phenotype, shared history, shared condition, shared origins, shared destiny. But to me, blackness also demands a very particular ideology and outlook. And it's not just being pro-black, but pro-blackness to me and black excellence to me must be defined in opposition to the things that seek to exploit black people, to harm black people, to exterminate black people, to prevent black people from living full and dignified lives as a people or as a collective. So the very identity of blackness is in opposition to capitalism and global white hegemony. I keep having to say that. I need one word to encompass all that. Crack of shit. And there are too many black people who are allies of the systems and institutions. I say this all the time and I'll say it again. In their efforts to oppress the world and to exploit the world, and their efforts to oppress black people and exploit black people, white people have more black allies than enemies. There are more black people using their talent, their skills within the private and public sector to maintain the oppressive status quo than there are black people actively fighting it. So I can't root for everybody black. I can only root for Pan-African, socialist, conscious black people. I can only root for black people who have an ideological stance, who seek to not only liberate African people and the African diaspora and the African continent. It's not enough to just want to unite the African continent and the African diaspora. You have to be in favor of restoring the planetary ecosystems. Because if you liberate and unite Africans, but you continue with industrial capitalism, carbon emissions, the production, distribution, and improper processing of toxic waste, from plastics to dioxin to mercury and lead, then who cares? And Africa, the African continent, and the black community has already suffered more than half a century of black faces in high places, of black people in the post-civil rights era, in the post-colonial era, rising to positions of authority who behave just like white people.